Hi, this is Navyabal and you're watching TimesXP. The world is changing and it is changing fast. And let me tell you that India could be standing at a dangerous crossroad. For decades, the United States led the world as a global power, backing the allies, setting the rules, and countering the rivals like China. But that era may be ending. America's new foreign policy under the Donald Trump sends a clear message. The US no longer wants to be the world's protector. It wants deals, profits, immediate returns, and Europe has already felt the shift. American leaders now openly question whether Europe is even worth defending in the future. But the real impact may hit Asia. And India much harder. Trump's new strategy treats every relationship like a business deal. Alliances, trade, and even security promises are now non-negotiable. Nothing is guaranteed. At first glance, it may seem like good for India. Less moral lecturing, less interference, more freedom. But this new America is not choosing India over China. In fact, Washington appears ready to cut the quiet understanding with Beijing, where China dominates the parts of Asia and US focuses on money, influence, and closer home. Well, according to the new policy, China is no longer described as an ideological enemy. It now seems mainly as an economic rival. That means fewer red lines, fewer pushbacks, and more room for bargaining. And when the United States sees pressure on China, India feels the heat. Trade tension shows this clearly. India faces high tariffs, tough demands, and pressures to change the digital laws. Meanwhile, China, despite buying more from the Russian energy, gets a softer treatment. Even on technology, America is pushing hard. From data rules to AI infrastructure, India is being told to open up or risking losing the access to the US markets. Well, this is no longer a partnership, this is a pressure. Security is another concern. India once stood at the center of America's Indo-Pacific plans, but now it's just of the one contributor, not a pillar, not a priority, just a member. And if US accepts China's dominance in parts of Asia, India could face a more confident, more aggressive China, along especially the borders. Without strong American backing, there's another shock to it. America's new policy openly targeted skilled migration, higher visa fee, fewer pathways, and a direct hit to Indian students and professionals who build strong people-to-people ties between the nations. Yes, between the two nations. Well, the message is blunt. America first. Anyone else negotiates. So what does this do to India? For now, New Delhi may have to rely more on its own strength, military, economical, and also diplomatically, with careful navigating both Washington and Beijing. US and China, both on the other hands. This is not just a policy shift, it's a warning. What do you think? Is America quietly stepping back and letting China rise, especially in the Asia? And can India manage the new world order on its own? Tell me what you think in the comments.